Silly me for thinking I could take a break from explaining nuance on the internet. I made a video yesterday that said that maybe some conservatives aren't as dumb as you think they are and instead are victims of the large multi-billion-dollar industry that is right-wing red pill propaganda, and these are some of the responses I got. In that video, I also explained that that doesn't discount the hate and prejudice that they're spreading through their beliefs, but it may help explain it if sometimes we're willing to do the work, sit down with them, challenge their ideals, and help them understand that our only true enemy is the one with 6 yachts. Now, if that person is abusive, if that person's dangerous, if they've caused you harm, then it is not your job to sit down with them. I didn't think that needed to be said. Also, some people just don't want to change, and that sucks, but that doesn't mean that they're not worthy of somebody giving them the chance to. If you're gonna say that we have a failing education system, then you need to be willing to deal with the products of a failed education system. People being misinformed, believing propaganda, not recognizing logical fallacies, struggling to think critically, being convinced to vote in their best interest instead of looking out for their neighbor. You can't call out schools for erasing Indigenous, Black, and Brown history and then blame students at said schools for not knowing the history. They didn't choose their curriculum. When uneducated people have children, they will not educate their children, and unless somebody steps in and does it for them, the cycle will continue. There's a difference between people who knowingly do horrible things and people who do horrible things because they're lazy or because they didn't take the time to deconstruct what they were taught, etc. The shitty part is that even though the intentions are different, the impact stays the same. That's why I will never tell someone that they need to sit down with their Republican parents who abused them or manipulated them, because if they did that to you, then you are probably not the right person for the job. You say they're in a cult, and I don't disagree, but I think if you really believe that, you would treat them a lot differently. Not as people who by their own choice and autonomy decided to join this hateful party, but rather have been preyed upon and used as political weapons by the elite. But you don't want to see them that way because that would mean that they're worthy and capable of getting out of the cult. And that's too hard. If you've ever watched my videos, you would know that I actually do talk about my privilege quite a lot, and that's because I was born into a family with Republicans who aren't stupid and aren't evil, just ignorant, and that's what I've been challenging them with. Some of you just want someone to blame, someone to be mad at, someone to take your anger out on, and I get it. This world is pretty maddening, but getting behind your keyboard and typing hate messages to someone who's advocating for the education and unity of our country is a choice. Let's direct that anger toward, I don't know, the people in power. You know what? You can spend your time sending hate to somebody who is a part of your belief system and does align with you politically. I'll spend my time organizing, making sure everybody gets a seat at the table as long as they want it, because when I say I believe in human rights, that includes Republicans. It has to. People on the left can be pretty evil too, as you both just publicly illustrated.